approved children's home in Uganda that started as a home of vulnerable and orphaned children. The home that was started in 1985 by Uganda Women's efforts to save orphans, USO, currently has 102 children, with 84 of these being got from streets and coming from Karamoja. Most of these children end up on streets because of human trafficking. The First Lady, Janet Museveni, says people who bring those children on streets deny them the opportunity to grow up with their parents.
Particularly significant because it has discovered that many of these children end up on the streets as victims of unscrupulous individuals engaged in human trafficking. I condemn the actions of those who establish these syndicates, which network traffickers in the Karamoja region. These heartless people abduct children from their families and exploit them as beggars on the streets of Kampala, and they take away what these children beg from people. They take it away for themselves, which is really terrible.
She called upon cultural, religious and opinion leaders to sensitize parents the importance of health, family relationships and significance of positive parenting.
But also, even those who have had their time here, when they go back to Karamoja, I believe we need to have a program in Karamoja where they can go to and be equipped to manage their own lives.
A team of Chinese medical personnel are in this home to host Warm Children's Hearts, a China-Africa joint action which aims at caring for the health of orphaned children.
The team had already done checkups for most of children in the morning, and I just talked to the doctors. Most of the kids are taken good care of, are in good health, and only a few of them have some small problems and may need further checks. And they are most welcome to the Nakuru China-Uganda Friendship Hospital for further checks and treatment.
Available statistics from demographic survey indicates that 4.8 million children are in care of people who are known to their biological parents, with 8,875 children staying in approved children's homes.
It's encouraged when the parents are not there, especially when we cannot trace, we still encourage that if people have space in their homes, it is very important that they adopt them. These children grow up in a home. It is very, very important than leaving them in the homes.
Masolita Children's Home is considered as a transit center for these children for 4 months, and most children have benefited from vocational training. However, there are no programs in their districts where they are taken after rehabilitation for practicing these skills.
In bricklaying, construction, vocational training, tailoring, and I think last month we had repairs of cars, learning how to repair cars. The challenge we still have is that when we take them back to Karamoja, because I think 85 of them are from Karamoja, many of them escape back to the street, meaning that we need a long-term strategy on how we are going to continuously address this issue.
The wife to the ambassador of Chinese also donated school bags with scholastic materials like books, pencils and pens to those children. I'm Nafka Farida and Dan Lugemwa in Masolita.
The joint military operation against ADF rebels has brought a smile to many Congolese after 2 decades of captivity and suffering in the hands of the ADF terrorists. Codenamed Operation Shujaa, the military operation in Eastern Democratic Republic of Congo is ensuring the protection of civilians and adherence to stability and peace building.
In December 2021, Uganda deployed troops in Eastern Democratic Republic of Congo on invitation of Congolese government, mainly to pacify the area and root out insecurity orchestrated by the ADF. Codenamed Operation Shujaa, UPDF and FADC Army share military intelligence on a wide range. The joint operations are taking place in Ituri and Grand North provinces. Residents of Rwenzori sub-region and Congolese in the vast eastern DR Congo have long suffered at hands of the ADF armed rebel group.
Na Mungu aongeze nguvu yenu tena, na kama hii maneno itakapokwisha, naomba Mungu kuleta ninyi nguvu.
The presence of ADF had a considerable impact on dynamics of the local communities.
Tulikuwa hapa, tulikuwa nateseka sana juu maneno ya vita, kila siku kukimbia. Omo kwanza sasa gizi mnakuya kwanza tuko bia baya fika tena.
Adui alikuwa anatusumbua sana, tulikimbia kama tunafika Nobili, tunatoka hayo tena tunafika hapa.
Probleme hapa ni vita, sana ni vita. Wengine ni njaa.
Sasa mnapata chakula wapi?
Chakula hakuna chakula hapa, tunatafuta tu hapa karibu mu 3 kilomita, 2 kilomita, hakuna kwenda mbali.
Before the start of Operation Shujaa, the insecurity in Eastern Congo was marked by kidnappings and savage killings attributed to the rebel group of the ADF. During this operation, the joint forces have been able to rescue abducted civilians and liberate areas formerly occupied by ADF. UPDF have aided former Congolese abductees to return to their communities and overcome the trauma of captivity.
This is an area that had been covered a lot by the ADF, and since March that the UPDF reached this area, you will notice that the ADF have reduced the activities. The people who were dispersed, who had gone to IDP camps, have all come back.
Operation Shujaa is bearing fruit, largely attributed to pressing detachment in key areas of Kafeza, Ikimba, Mukanza, Nabomboli, Museyi, Mwalika, Kalembo, Botembo, and along Kasindi, Beni Road.
Tunaomba tu muendelee na hii kazi yenu, msiache. Mwenyezi Mungu awajalie neema, usikwe matatizo mengine.
Congolese says UPDF deployment along the ADF spot areas has boosted their confidence.
Bora Mungu anatuma ninyi askari ya Uganda kukuya kuangalia Kongo, kama Kongo iko na uvurugo gani na shida gani, ninyi mnakuja kuona shida hii. Na mimi nafurahi sana kwa siku sasa ninyi mnafika huko. Toka askari alifika hapa anakuta mimi hapa mzee, hakuna mwingine.
Armed conflict has consistently damaged the country's ability to improve education and healthcare facilities for years.
Sababu ya vita tumepoteza wazazi, tumepoteza wamama, hata na watoto. Na shule watoto hawasomi tena kwa sababu ya vita.
Hakuna ADF nasumbua hapa. Na tumeleta jeshi, tumeweka wapi? Hiyo jeshi yetu ya UPDF wanatakiwa fanye pamoja na nani? Na FARDC. Wanafanya pamoja. Unatakiwa mkae pole, mnawacha watoto wanaenda kwa shule, mnafanya biashara, mnaenda kwa shamba, mnalima, ndio mnapata mapato. Si ndio?
Now UPDF medics are conducting medical outreach programs to the Congolese communities. The medical clinics have brought a smile and joy to the Congolese in areas of Chabi, Borasi, Kainama, and Boga, which lacks health facilities.
Per day, we can have around 50 to 60 per day. Those are civilians. Yeah, those are serious cases, but these normal cases, sometimes we go to 80. It kind of becomes overwhelming. So we try to divide ourselves into 3 teams, that at least to break down to avoid overcrowding around.
UPDF forces have secured areas of Katembe, Paida, Borasi, Kainama, Tondoli, Semriki, Nyakabale, Mitego, Maruru, Rutete, Mugwanga, Balilia, up to Zunguluka. Operation Shujaa is a code name of the joint operation for the offensive action against ADF, who have been carrying out terrorism activities on both Eastern DR Congo and Renzori sub-region. Haruna Mutesasira, UBC News.
Thank you very much, Haruna Mutesasira. Now, Ministers Mary Goreti Chitutu and Amos Lugolobi have been committed to the Anti-Corruption High Court to kickstart their trial as regards the offences of their involvement in the misappropriation and irregular distribution of iron sheets meant for vulnerable communities in Karamoja. This came as prosecution informed court that all investigations in the matter against the accused were complete.
Minister for Karamoja Affairs Mary Goreti Chitutu and her accused persons, her brother Nabea Chitutu and personal assistant Joshua Baho, have appeared at the Anti-Corruption Court in Kololo before Magistrate Joanna Chiro to proceed with the mention of the charges against them. The three are facing offences of loss of public property and conspiracy to defraud government of iron sheets that were meant for Karamoja region.
A total of 390 pre-painted iron sheets were recovered from the home of A1's mother.
In court, prosecution led by Jonathan Mwaganya informed court that investigations in the matter are complete and asked court to commit the accused persons to High Court for trial.
Government of Uganda approved warrant report dated 5th April 2023. Internal audit report dated 20th February 2023. And any other documents with leave of court. Whereupon prosecution shall contend that the accused persons have no lawful excuse for her action and pray that each of them be convicted as indicted. So in the circumstance, accused persons are now committed for their trial by the High Court Anti-Corruption Division on a date and time that is convenient to the said High Court.
Prosecution alleges that between the month of June 2022 and January 2023, at the office of the Prime Minister's Towers in Namave, Mukono District, Chitutu caused the loss of public property in the form of 9,000 pre-painted iron sheets of gauge 28 by diverting them to her own benefits. Meanwhile, the same court, before Chief Magistrate Albert Yasemwe, has committed State Minister for Finance and Planning Amos Lugolobi to the Anti-Corruption High Court for the trial of offences against him of causing loss of public property. Prosecution confirmed to court that all the necessary inquiries in the matter are done, where he picked iron sheets from the office of the Prime Minister's Towers in Namave and distributed them to various individuals, plus his own benefit.
Application will be filed before the deputy registrar, and he is going to entertain it. But I think you have a passport.
It said that Minister Lugolobi diverted 700 pieces of iron sheets and used it to roof his animals' sheds in Bale Village, Kayunga District. The suspects, who all pleaded not guilty to the offences, are out on bail. Rebecca Nantongo, Susan Nabugude, UBC News.
Now, the new Ethiopian ambassador to Uganda, Etsegenet Yemenu, has vowed to strengthen diplomatic ties between Ethiopia and Uganda. Her Excellency, who served in the Ethiopian Ministry of Internal Affairs as Director General of Women, Children and Youth Affairs, has emphasized the need of strengthening the ties between the two countries by following up on all assigned agreements.
Ethiopian ambassador to Uganda has encouraged Uganda and Ethiopia to support each other economically through promoting each other's products in order to increase trade volumes.
From Ethiopia to Uganda, we can mention those leather products and also the coffee, which is coffee Arabica. We are the origin, and then we export coffee to Uganda. That's the other major product. We can also mention tea, and this is the other one recent information. We do have, those industrial parks and other investors who are producing back home country. So then from those, we are exporting baby diapers to Uganda.
Uganda exports a number of products to Ethiopia, some of which include concentrated milk valued at $1.24 million and rubber tires valued at $351,000, among others.
We didn't do much to promote, the trade between our two countries. And in the next year, or this year and in the next period, so we need to, first of all, we need to promote our businesses between us. It can be of institutions, like connecting the two institutions, or here we will have a business promotion events so that we can meet potential people who can invest or who can buy, and also on the side we can have the business-to-business meetings.
In her first official engagement with the media after submitting her credentials, the ambassador underscored the importance of Ethiopia and Uganda's bilateral ties and the role it plays in socio-economic development.
Because the bilateral, whether I'm working or not, it's already there, the foundation. It's only adding up some. So then those areas I wanna touch, and also in tourism sector. So maybe in hospitality. So maybe something to see.
Her Excellency Yimenu says Uganda and Ethiopia's relationship has got a strong foundation that began way back in the 60s during Emperor Haile Selassie's visit to Uganda. Marion Awori, UBC.
Thank you, Mario Nawori. Now, in a commendable effort to bridge the digital divide and enhance education in Ibanda, the Member of Parliament for Ibanda District, Jane Bainomugisha, has launched a comprehensive initiative to rectify the ICT challenges faced by government schools in the area. Recognizing the importance of technology in the modern world and its impact on education, Jane Bainomugisha has taken it upon herself to address the lack of ICT infrastructure and resources in government schools. She aims at providing students with the necessary tools and skills needed to thrive in the digital age.
This opportunity to hand over these computers to Unsasi.
Access to ICT equipment remains a big challenge to some of the rural schools, although it is one of the compulsory subjects. This is limiting learners to attend ICT class, especially where the students' population is high.
The students' number is outweighing the computer lab and the computer number. So you find that all the students cannot touch on the computer in one lesson, which is very, very bad.
To address these challenges in Ibanda, Woman Member of Parliament for Ibanda District, Jane Bainomugisha, has launched a comprehensive initiative to rectify the ICT challenges faced by government schools in the area.
The schools had some challenges in ICT. You would find like some schools don't have even a single computer, but they have ICT as a subject. So I would wonder how really such a class can perform when they don't have any computer. And I was so touched, and I said, at least let me give them the little computers that I had, so that at least it can boost their ICT knowledge in this school.
One of the primary objectives of this initiative is to establish and upgrade ICT structures in government schools. This includes setting up computer labs, ensuring access to reliable internet connectivity, and improving necessary hardware and software resources. This gesture has already gained significant support from the local community, education stakeholders, and government bodies.
And here at Insas Secondary School, computer, it has been a challenge, a very big challenge, because students have been studying theory, and when they reach the point of practicals, we would say bye-bye to computer. But now the challenge has been rectified, and we are very, very grateful.
It is expected to have a transformative impact on education in Ibanda, enabling students to develop essential ICT competences and thrive in an increasingly interconnected world. Joseph Bule, UBC.
Now, the Desert Locust Control Organization, East Africa, has offered 40 army worm surveillance traps to the Ministry of Agriculture to help monitor the movement of migratory moths that molt into crop and pasture destructive caterpillars. The Assistant Commissioner, Epidemics and Diagnostic at the Ministry of Agriculture, Efrance Tumuboine, received the 40 African army worm traps from the Desert Locust Control Organization country-based manager Everest Magara at the organization's Kampala office.
And it is essentially for monitoring, for surveillance, because these most move at night.
The Ministry of Agriculture, Animal Industry and Fisheries has received 40 African armyworm traps from the Desert Locust Control Organization East African for surveillance and trapping moths that evolve into caterpillars that are very destructive to cereal crop gardens.
The Crop Protection Department of the Ministry of Agriculture, Animal Industry and Fisheries, so that they can be deployed in those strategic positions for monitoring and surveillance of the African armyworm moth, which is a night flying moth, so that
the country-based manager at Desert Locust Control Organization, Everest Magara, says Uganda is likely to experience African armyworms attack, and therefore the traps would help in surveillance of the moth's movements.
The country, the farmers and the agricultural officials are not caught by surprise like it happened last time. So these traps will be set in strategic positions, and the belief is that since these are migratory pests, we believe these moths normally come from neighboring countries like Kenya and Tanzania. They fly at night, they reach in Uganda, lay eggs in the grasses, and then the eggs hatch into the caterpillar. So these traps will be set in strategic points.
The Commissioner Epidemics and Diagnostic Ministry of Agriculture, Efrance Tumuboine, received the 40 traps on behalf of the Ministry of Agriculture, Animal Industry and Fisheries and said they would be placed in Karamoja and other 10 vulnerable districts.
We are very grateful that once we now use pheromone traps, we shall be able to know and predict the likely outbreak and also prepare in advance. We know that once you have 30 moths in a trap, that is an alert. That is a warning that you need to intervene.
The moth pheromone traps handover event was held at the Desert Locust Control Organization East Africa head offices in Wandegea, Kampala.
This one is going to help us to be able to predict the likely outbreak. You have been there for us, both technically, morally, and spiritually, and you have made our work easier and more evidence-based.
The moth pheromone traps is a pest early warning tool and technique that identifies invasion of destructive caterpillars that damage crops, mainly maize, millet, wheat, sorghum, and pastures, leading to famine.
These days, our homes are no longer just the places we live. It's where we attend meetings, go to class, keep each other safe, and entertain ourselves. To do this smoothly, you need a reliable internet connection. Buy the MTN WakaNet router, which connects up to 32 devices and gets a free 40 GB data bundle at only 149,000 shillings. Or buy the MTN WakaNet MiFi at only 75,000 shillings and enjoy a free 15 GB bundle to stream, study, work, and play on the go. Visit any MTN service center to buy the MTN WakaNet router or MiFi and enjoy the internet that does amazing things.
This isn't just a girl. She is the future. This is a teacher, a doctor, a community leader, our future president.
Their support meant so much to me, and as a teenage girl,
I stayed focused and was protected from child marriage and teenage pregnancy. I will support other girls against child marriage and teenage pregnancy.
Take action. Report any case of defilement or child marriage to the police or call Sauti 116.
Uganda's oil and gas projects are providing opportunities for international certification and employment in various disciplines. 12,000 Ugandans have received global oil industry training and international certification in welding, heavy goods vehicle driving, and scaffolding, among others. 6 public and private institutions have received international accreditation and certification from industry bodies such as City and Guilds, ECITB, OPITO, AWS, and NEBOSH. 250 government officers from various ministries and agencies have trained in oil and gas-related disciplines such as petroleum engineering, geosciences, law, and economics. 71,300 Ugandans are currently employed in the sector. The National Oil and Gas Talent Register provides visibility to Ugandans with skills and competencies for possible employment in the oil and gas sector. Registration is free. The Petroleum Authority of Uganda, creating lasting value in Uganda's oil journey.
Are you tired of high fees and slow transfer time when sending money? Airtel Money is here to revolutionize the way you move your money. We have revised our rates Pakaku ground. Sending money from Airtel to other networks in Uganda, East Africa, and to the rest of the world has never been more affordable. Dial *185# and start sending money. Switch to Airtel Money today and experience unbeatable rates and top-notch services for all your local and international money transfer needs. Airtel Money. Instant, secure, borderless.
Attention coffee farmers, traders and processors. Uganda Coffee Development Authority has important advice for a successful harvest season. Pick only red farm cherries to achieve good weight and high quality coffee. For natural processing, dry coffee on tarpaulin, concrete or clothing to avoid mold growth. Avoid heaping coffee on the floor. Store coffee in jute bags and in ventilated rooms on wooden pellets. For more information on good harvest practices, visit your nearest extension worker or Uganda Coffee Development Authority offices.
Welcome back from that break. Now in more news, National Agriculture Research Laboratories in Kawanda is in the process of developing a pest control technology where insects are bred to eat pests. The German-funded research innovation is aimed at controlling the fall armyworm, which consumes maize among other crops. This was part of the benchmarking tour of IGAD member countries on how the use of pesticides could be reduced in fighting pests and diseases.
Facility we have.
This is Dr. John Adrico, the Program Manager, Biotechnology and Biodiversity at National Agriculture Research Laboratories in Kawanda. He is addressing agricultural researchers from member countries of the Intergovernmental Authority on Development. They are here on account of pests and diseases affecting farming in the region.
It is from the conventional pest and disease management to the new approaches, to the environmentally friendly approaches. Those are some of the things that we are looking at.
Focus is on the fall armyworm that affects maize among other crops.
So as IGAD, we are actively in the processes of integrating everyone in development and building capacity. So one of the aspects of this platform on transboundary pests, as I highlighted earlier on, is the capacity building, which involves a lot of capacity exchange in areas of needs that the countries identified.
So it's something that we need to really pay attention to and move our actions, the research, as well as the implementation of the results of those research into being more proactive.
Fortunately,
Technology to reduce on the use of pesticides against the fall armyworm is being developed. This exactly is what they are here to benchmark on. To take them through is Winnie Aol, who is leading the research.
So we prefer them to lay the eggs on the paper, and even if the leaf is not there, they will definitely lay on the paper.
It is work in progress, and both IGAD and World Food Programme are impressed.
Our visit today with this group of experts from the 9 countries are very impressed with the work that they're doing in this kind of program on biological control and the use of biopesticides.
Such that Uganda doesn't have to go through all the steps of development, investment, labs, but what they can do is take the knowledge on quelea birds management from what is already done by DLCO, by Ethiopia, by Tanzania.
But one setback could hold back researchers. The initiative is reliant on donor and foreign funding.
For example, if a project is working in 3 districts, definitely we will only be able to reach those 3 districts. So there is now need to upscale these technologies. For example, management of tuta absoluta, we have done this in Masaka and in Namutumba, and it is really working very well. We have positive reports from the farmers where we have released these insects to feed on the tuta absoluta. But that is where it will end, because when the project ends, we don't have the funds to continue producing and mass releasing these insects.
What will happen after project and funding expiry will be requirement of support from government, which researchers say is still not sufficient.
Asante tena.
Henry Okrut, UBC.
Thank you, Henry Okrut. Now, State Minister of Agriculture, Winifred Chakulaga, has urged farmers in the country to grow quality food, as Ugandans have lost a lot of export market due to poor quality food produced in the country. The minister was speaking at the launch of Agri Strategy 3.0, which is intended to promote food marketing in the country.
Strategy 3.0 in Uganda marketing campaign. State Minister of Agriculture, Winifred Chakulaga, urged farmers in the country to grow quality food, as Uganda has lost a lot of export market due to poor quality food produced in the country.
Food safety is very important. Most of our agricultural produce is for food. So there is a nexus between food and human health. So the food must be safe. It must be without dangerous microorganisms. It must be without contamination of dangerous agrochemicals.
Minister Wino Chakulaga said government will work with Agra Uganda to train Ugandans in good farming practices and to promote the agricultural market abroad through the 3.0 program launched by Agra.
It is the responsibility of government to ensure that we train our farmers on those parameters, so that by the time our produce goes into the markets in Uganda, in East Africa, in Africa, and even beyond, it is safe and it is of sound quality.
Agra Uganda Director Dr. John Jagwe explained the benefits of the 3.0 plan, which he said is aimed at helping Ugandan farmers to find markets abroad, including the distribution of quality seeds.
Strategy that we are launching today, we will focus, our entry point will be on markets and value addition, and these are enshrined in the National Development Plan 3 as well, so we are quite well aligned with that. But we will not also forget the issues of productivity and production, which are driven by good seed systems.
Jagwe also said that in collaboration with the government, they will first conduct enough research on the commercial crops and then educate the country's farmers on how they use them.
When you observe standards, then you get more. So observance of standards will be our entry point in that aspect. And of course, doing actual market linkages with foreign buyers out there.
Sudat Kaye and Nicholas Nduga, UBC News.
In respect to the teachings of Prophet Ibrahim's obedience to Allah, the Minister for Kampala Metropolitan Hajat Minsa Kamanda has decided to share with the people in Kampala ghettos, including Kamwocha, Mengo, Kisenyi and Katanga, among others, by giving them 1 cow to each village.
To slaughter animals on this day. This is Eid Aduha, where we're supposed to give away, just in kind, because it's a sign that Ibrahim also did so. We have to do it also. Whoever has money, whoever has the capacity should sacrifice, not only to Muslims, but to everybody. So this is not for only Muslims, but everybody, your neighbors, your friends, and everybody who is next to you should be given something to eat on this Eid.
Tuli mu Green Valley Zone nga Kampala Central tuli mu Kamwocha two parish. Pale mu two parish n'ebyalo ku population yaffe y'abantu 5,500. Ne twakumwebaza tekisho byayina kwatuli n'atuwako entemu tugabira abantu baffe aba Kampala Central. Abakulembeze bangi tubabeera nabo. Ddala nga nange mwendi. Naye okwefiiriza ente ennamba n'ogyetera abantu bafuneko kiba kyebaza nnyo Katonda. Era wakumwebaza nnyo nti Mukama amuddizeewo wajje.
My fellow leaders should also give out if you have the capacity. I know leaders have the capacity, especially ministers and MPs, they have the capacity. But I've seen also some giving out. They should also do as we have done.
Uganda waraji bakusako manrane chikona tena tekobo seko season yakuna savu July kuma Mount Papa's Hall usasure kwa MTN mobile money usasura gumu chitundu MTN usasure nega 15 niga stemu kagatano stamu enda munana hasha kwa MTN ufune tiketi yokati wabula kumulyango usasure mitwale 2 yepe mitwale 5 ate meza ya milioni 2 munana July Golden Hotel mkono mwenda July Nikan Resort Airways 15 July France Africa Jinja Abiri July Maria Flemasaka Abiri mwenda July Afro Club Eka Sangati ate yoyo noku yingi na mutualo wafujinidwa musente Talent Africa Victoria University Suzu Property Consultants Pepsi Max Uganda Waraji ne
MTN.
Are you finding challenges in meeting your tax obligations on time amidst your busy schedule? Simply go to your mobile phone and dial *285#. With just a few taps on your mobile phone, you can easily pay your taxes anytime, anywhere. It's convenient, secure, saves time, and instant. Small business owners with an annual turnover between 10 million to 150 million can easily calculate and pay their presumptive tax by simply dialing *285# to experience the convenience of hassle-free tax payments. Let us build a brighter future together. *285#, your 24/7 pathway to tax compliance.
Uganda Revenue Authority, developing Uganda together.
Introducing the Infinix Note 30 series in partnership with Airtel Uganda, a smartphone where style meets functionality. Take charge of the day with special features like the 108MP triple camera and 68 watts fast charge, and the best part is you can use this phone to charge other phones. You also will enjoy free 3GB from Airtel every month for 3 months on each new device purchased. Dial *100#, select data and devices to get your free data. The Infinix Note 30 series Spark, a connection in partnership with Airtel, a reason to imagine.
Welcome back from that break. And now onto the business scene. The Managing Director of Posta Uganda, James Arinaitwe, has expressed his appreciation to Ugandans abroad for their significant contributions through remittances. James Arinaitwe emphasized the importance of cooperation between Posta Uganda, financial institutions and government agencies.
Speaking at the launch of the Remittance Tap on the International Day of Family Remittances in Uganda, Alinitwi pledged to provide affordable and accessible remittance services, ensuring fair costs for money transfers.
If you want to promote rural incomes, then make sure that as much of that money is received by the intended recipient. Don't give 6% of that money to the agent, for heaven's sake. And as a government agency, we say yes, we believe in that and we want to do it.
Alinitwe highlighted the significance of empowering recipient families to effectively manage and invest remittances, contributing to poverty reduction and economic growth.
We pledge our support to make that possible, that somebody in the remotest area in this country can receive their money with ease, but also cheaply. The target is between 3 and 3.5% of the remittance amount. I think as Post Uganda we will say we will try to go below that threshold. Why am I saying so? The capacity already exists.
The remittance stamp symbolizes recognition and appreciation for remittance senders, showcasing their impact on Uganda's development.
Commemorating remittances, we celebrate the power of diaspora and the immense contribution of sending more than 1.2 billion back home in families to Uganda and uplifting communities. Remittances are a lifeblood to many families, fostering innovation, creating employment opportunities and driving prosperity.
The strong partnership between Posta Uganda and Post Bank was highlighted, particularly with the introduction of the Postal Pay app, providing an affordable channel for remittance transfers from European countries. Sudat Kaye, UBC News.
This is the University of Africa. On the streets, you get your real education. Here, everybody has a degree of something. But the most important qualification is imagination. His reason is to be the GOAT. The reason to imagine is to take the beat and make it lit. So no matter what your situation, just use your imagination.
Welcome back. And now into sports. The battle for the best rugby clubs is on this weekend as the Nile Special Rugby 7 Series return. Reigning champions Cobs are charged to defend, while the rest of the clubs have equally prepared.
Jones will be a beehive of activities hosting the Nile Special Rugby 7 Series this weekend at Dam Waters Rugby Club. Unlike before, the series will feature both men's and women's teams in all 7 circuits, 16 men's teams comprising of 11 core and 5 invited from the regions, as well as 6 women's teams competing for points over the 2-day events. The men's competition has been expanded to 11 core teams, including Walukuba Barbarians, who were relegated last season, stay on the tour, and Rhinos, who won the promotional playoff, enter the party. And with a day to the games, Entebbe Best Club Mongers continues with the preparations. Mongers boast of a new kit and training equipment thanks to
the kit is aimed at boosting the morale of the players and ensuring that as they go into the 7th tournament starting this weekend, they should be more energized, they should be looking good, and they should be as fit as fiddles.
We are very grateful to Pluscon. We have a very good working relationship with Pluscon for over a decade now. They've been with us, they've held with us. They're more like our big brothers, and we're very grateful to have them with us at the Mongers.
Mongers unveiled their new kit on Tuesday, believing that it will offer the necessary boost even when the league commences.
And you know, the energy is there. So going into this 7th season, trust me, it's going to be tough. We're going to have to display good points, good results for these new kits. We have to give our sponsor all the reason as to why he knows that he's giving us this money. this is more motivation than those other teams have. This is a +1 to whatever those other teams have, and we are going to bring it out there. We're going to display all sorts of rugby that you all have just been seeing on TV. It's going to be displayed to you live.
Ahead of the circuit, Mongers have set target a semi-final finish heading into the games on Saturday. Mongers finished 8th overall on 36 points during last season's 7th circuit, which Cobs claimed on 83 points. Crispus Arinetwe, UBC News.
Swimming is on the rise as it pockets medals in the recently concluded Special Olympic Games. Now we bring you Larry Fenny, a special needs athlete, the lad at the helm of reviving the sport's glory.
Took place in Berlin, Germany, just ended recently, and this is the training facility where Larry Finn, the Ugandan two-time gold medalist, trains from Mondays to Fridays from 6 to 8 a.m. in the morning. At the moment, he won 2 gold medals in the 25-meter freestyle and the 50-meter breaststroke, respectively.
Based in Kira municipality, Larry Finn is a professional swimmer who has first risen in the ranks at the swimming arena, winning Uganda medals at the international stage. Larry began competitive swimming a few years ago, having been handpicked by the Special Olympics Ugandan team.
I consider him as someone who does the work. He's hardworking and he's determined. Because at the level we came in at around, I think it was around 15, 14, around there. I was swimming with the 10 and his strokes were not like good at all.
Thanks to Coach Ezra Kalili, the lad has been on the right track with his training.
I literally handle him literally all other swimmers, just that we have our communications. I communicate with him a different way, but workout-wise, work-wise, everything, he does literally what others are doing.
Despite his success locally, Larry's recent success came in the Special Olympic Games that took place in Berlin, Germany, where he won 2 gold medals for Uganda in the 25-meter freestyle and the 50-meter breaststroke, respectively, as he eyes the upcoming Olympic Games.
I think his future is very bright. He's just starting. You haven't seen anything much. I don't think he has reached even quarter way in what he can achieve. Yeah.
At the moment, the 17-year-old is already punching above his weight and is surely just getting started. Uganda cannot wait to see what is in store for the country's most exceptional swimmer. Mashomiro for UBC TV.
Inspirational right there. Well, thank you so much for your company. UBC News Tonight has come to an end. My name is Lauryn Masika Kazimoto. Have yourself a blessed night.
UBC, inspiring Uganda. UBC, inspiring Uganda.
Jerry con. Jerry con. Hey, Master Blaster. Touch him, man. Bang Jerry con with muscle. Those ones who say go is for you only. Mundava. Best group is I teach you. But never go on with the squad. Because of the camera is very far. Is you serious? It's just you. What? Yeah? You step it on it. Add kilometers to your legs. And you get your sugar. We buy meat from Umaru. And Umaru refused to give you enough meat. Mama! Show him that they don't joke with you. Umaru, wait. Jerry, car.
okukakaluka n'okulungi kwetaagako omuntu akuyambako n'olwekyo tujja kukuteerawo embeera esaanidde osobole okukola ekisinga awamu tere kitulema.
107.3 Kampala, 96.9 Mbale, 95.7 Jinja, 98.6 Soroti. You are all covered.
UBC Butego.
Yikwa dola wini kune. Abasoga muriyo. Atekeri naite saibi jasesi.
UBC Butego.
The stage is the world of entertainment. Get the latest entertainment, lifestyle, events and activities. Chats with celebrities.